Hello everyone, welcome to today's story. The rain had just stopped outside the distant cup. The air smelled faintly of roasted beans and wet streets, a scent that lingered like memory. Lytuna wiped the counter, her motions quiet and deliberate. Since Alex and his mother's last visit, life had settled into a fragile calm. Morning classes, slow evenings, Henry's laughter echoing through her calls. But that night the bell rang, a sound too small to matter, yet it did. She looked up, her smile automatic, the one that turned strangers into regulars. And then it faltered. By the door stood Mai, rain still clinging to her hair, eyes tracing the room like a question unspoken. The night exhaled. The peace, once so steady, began to tremble. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The truth is just beginning to unfold. The bell still echoed in the air, long after its sound had faded. Mai stepped inside, closing the door softly behind her. The cafe seemed to breathe differently now, slower, colder. The jazz from the speakers lost its rhythm, and the scent of coffee thickened like fog. Lytuna's voice was calm. "What would you like to drink?" "Whatever you think I should," Mai replied, her tone polite but sharp enough to leave a mark. Steam hissed from the machine, loud and alive. Lytuna focused on it, the metal, the heat, the movement, as if the rhythm could keep her heart steady. In the mirror behind her, Mai's reflection stood unblinking. Two women, once sharing a world, now separated by silence and a counter. When the cup was placed between them, Lytuna said quietly, "Be careful, it's hot." Mai didn't reach for it. Her gaze lingered instead. "Does Alex know you're here every afternoon?" "Yes," Lytuna said simply. "And Henry?" The name fell like a stone into water. "Does he call you Mom here too?" Lytuna's fingers brushed the counter. "Henry's with Grandma Tang today. He's happy." "That's important," Mai murmured, her smile almost kind. Almost. Then softer. "People like you always find a way to stay." Before Lytuna could respond, the bell rang again. Alex stepped in, a drizzle-stained jacket and a paper bag under his arm. His eyes found them both, first Lytuna, then Mai. "Near here?" he said to Lytuna, his voice steady. "I thought I'd stop by." Mai's lip curved. "You always do arrive just in time." Alex didn't look away, not to stand in front of her. "I stand with her." The sentence hung between them, quiet, certain, undeniable. Mai's eyes searched for the man she used to know, but he wasn't there anymore. Only this new stillness remained, anchored beside the woman behind the counter. "Do you think this will last?" she asked. "I think respect does," Alex said. She lifted her cup, took one sip, and smiled faintly. "Still sweet," she said, though it shouldn't have been. When she left, the doorbell rang again, one last time. The cafe returned to breathing. Lytuna exhaled slowly, feeling the tremor beneath her ribs fade just a little. The city outside blurred into silver threads of rain running down the cafe's window. Inside, silence replaced conversation. Alex placed the paper bag on the counter, a soft, deliberate sound. "Sesame bread," he said, "still warm." Lytuna smiled faintly. Her hands, once trembling, steadied as she wiped a trace of milk foam from the table. "You remember everything," she said. "Only the important parts," Alex replied, too quickly for it to sound rehearsed. They closed the cafe together, turning chairs, stacking cups, dimming lights. The hum of the espresso machine softened, fading into the rhythm of their breathing. Outside, the drizzle turned to mist. When they stepped out, Lytuna held the warm bag close to her chest. Alex slipped his coat over her shoulders without asking. Their hands brushed, then found each other. "I didn't expect her to come," Lytuna murmured. "Neither did I," he said. "Did she say anything I should know?" "The past," she said softly. "But we don't have to live there." He nodded. "Still, it lingers. We just haven't learned to stop remembering." They walked in silence until they reached her dormitory. The streetlights cast small halos in the puddles. Under the awning, the world seemed to pause, gentle, suspended. "Thank you," she said. "For what?" "For showing up." Her voice trembled, not from weakness but release. He brushed away a tear from her hairline, his thumb slow and careful. "She wants you to doubt yourself," he whispered. "I won't," she said. "Not anymore." He smiled, weary but proud. "Eat it while it's hot, that's the rule." She laughed softly. "You sound like your mother." "I'll take that as a victory." The warmth in the hallway felt almost domestic, fragile but real. She held the door open and he lingered. A small exchange of glances sealed something wordless, something neither of them needed to name. Later, when she sat alone, the bread half-eaten and steam curling like white silk, her phone buzzed. A new number. Just 3 words. "Be careful." No name, no punctuation. Her breath caught. Before she could react, another message arrived. He always showed up in time. Her fingers trembled. Moments later, a knock. "Na?" Alex's voice, calm, near. She opened the door, startled. He stood there, rain still in his hair, as if summoned by the message itself. Without a word, she handed him the phone. He read, then locked the screen, placing it face down like covering a small flame. "She wants to be in the room when she's not." Lytuna nodded. The tension in her shoulders eased slightly. "I know, but I won't let her." "Good," he said. "Then we stop her now, and afterward, we eat the rest of the bread." A quiet smile crossed her lips. The moment felt absurdly small, and entirely enough. At that moment, everything changed. The rain softened into mist, the kind that made the city hum instead of cry. Alex sat across from Lytuna in her small dorm room, the air thick with warmth and the faint sweetness of sesame bread. The phone lay between them, its dark screen reflecting the ceiling light like a quiet witness. "She wanted to stay," Lytuna said, her voice steady but low. "Even when she's gone, she wants to remain in the room." Alex leaned back, his tone measured. "Then we won't let her." No raised voices, no grand gestures, just calm precision. He reached over, turning the phone off completely. "There, now she's gone." Lytuna exhaled, her breath trembling just enough to reveal the storm she had hidden. For a moment, they simply listened, to the rain outside, to the quiet sound of the world refusing to end. "You shouldn't have handled this alone," he said softly. "I didn't," she replied. "You're here." He smiled at that, a smile that began in the eyes and ended in a sigh. He reached for the bag. One-page strategy time. Lytuna raised an eyebrow. "A strategy?" "Rule 1, he began, lifting a finger. "We block the number. Rule 2, when the doorbell rings, we talk first before assuming ghosts." She laughed quietly, tension breaking like sunlight through water. "Rule 3, We don't build a house in a storm." She let the words linger. They felt solid, something to lean on when the world shifted. "Rule 4, he added. "We eat sweets whenever we can. Because survival isn't just about strength, it's about taste." She smiled into her coffee. "I can agree with that." He nodded, then grew serious. "And Rule 5, we guard your peace as if it's alive, because it already is." That silence, the kind that follows truth, filled the room. Tuna blinked back the burn behind her eyes. "People like me always find a way to stay," she whispered. "Maybe she's right," Alex said. "But maybe that's not a curse. Maybe that's your strength." Outside, the rain began to stop entirely. The streets below shimmered like a film of memory being rewritten. Later, they walked together through the quiet city. The night clerk nodded at them as they passed, a silent witness to a fragile truce. The puddles mirrored the streetlights, each reflection doubled. Two figures walking side by side. "She said he always shows up in time," Tuna murmured. Alex squeezed her hand. Then maybe time finally learned something. They walked past the closed cafe. The machine inside slept like a silver animal, its reflection catching on their faces for an instant before fading. At the crosswalk, the light changed. They didn't move immediately. "You stood in front of me," she said quietly. He shook his head. "No, I stood with you. Standing in front is exhausting, but standing with you, that's peace." When they returned to her dorm, Tuna made coffee. Careful, precise, deliberate. The aroma filled the room again. She handed him a cup, the same way she had handed Mai 1 hour earlier, but this time her hand didn't tremble. They sat on the floor, knees touching. "It's strange," she said, "how silence can feel like an answer." "It is an answer," Alex replied. The warmth from the cup seeped into her palms, into her pulse. The day's sharpness softened into something round, something forgivable. Outside, a bus passed, not ominous this time, just ordinary. The sound of tomorrow rolling in. They didn't promise anything. They didn't need to. Some choices don't require vows. They just need to be made. Morning came without asking for permission. The first light pressed gently through the blinds, scattering soft gold on the walls. Tuna opened her eyes to the hush that followed a night of rain, the kind of quiet that doesn't demand silence, only understanding. She reached for her phone. A single message blinked back from Alex. "Good. Proud of you. See you in the distant cup." Her lips curved into a smile. She tied her hair, fastened her apron, and glanced at the note on the wall. "Lecture Thursday, Cafe 27, call Grandma Tang." Beneath it, her handwriting from the night before. "Henry, new blocks." She touched the words as if sealing them into the day. Then she took the last sesame bun, still faintly warm, and stepped out. The city had washed itself clean. Rain lingered in the cracks of the pavement, glimmering like tiny mirrors. Every reflection seemed to whisper the same thing. "You're still here." When she reached the distant cup, it was unusually quiet. The bell above the door rang once, pure and clear. Tuna looked up, smiled the smile that had once faltered, and this time it held steady. The espresso machine woke with a soft hiss. Sunlight poured through the window, touching the countertop where everything had happened. The words, the silence, the courage. Sometimes peace doesn't come from forgetting. It comes from learning to live with what stays. Her hands moved with ease now, the rhythm of habit, the grace of someone who had chosen not to run. The cafe smelled of roasted beans and rain drying on the street. The world outside was ordinary, but somehow that ordinariness felt sacred. As she placed the first cup on the counter, she whispered to herself, "Maybe love doesn't end, it just changes shape." Outside, a bus rumbled past, taking the night away. Somewhere far off, a child laughed. Maybe Henry, maybe memory. Tuna glanced toward the window. The reflection showed only her, but not lonely, never that. The bell rang again. She turned, her smile already there. A new day began. Sometimes uninvited guests try to borrow your voice. But you remember, the voice was never theirs.
Sau cơn mưa, Tử Nê gặp lại Mai trong quán cà phê nhỏ, nơi bình yên vô bị thách thức. Cuộc đối thoại giữa hai người phụ nữ hé lộ quá khứ của Alex. Người xuất hiện đúng lúc, không để che chắn, để cùng đứng bên cô khi Mai rời đi. Tưởng chừng mọi thứ khép lại, nhưng tin ngắn lạ trong đêm lại gợi lên một bóng hình cũ. Tử Nê và Alex chọn đối diện, lập chiến lược một trang để bảo vệ bình yên. Sáng hôm sau, cô trở lại quán, mỉm cười rót ly cà phê đầu tiên. Có lẽ tình yêu không mất đi, nó chỉ thay hình, trở thành sự tĩnh lặng trong tim người biết chọn tình yêu.